Striking.
So, yeah, it's not often that I think that much about, like, my height anymore. You know, I'm okay with it. I'm 40 years old. It's not like I just
about
realized.
time, man.
Right, exactly. It's not like I just realized I'm short.
You're growing up, Rob.
I'm growing up.
You're growing up.
I'm
You're
getting
that
losing
maturity.
my hair.
That maturity
shrinking.
is finally catching up to the rest of your
Eventually.
body.
Right. So
That emotional
Only
maturity.
took forever.
absolutely, yeah, it took a little while. Just last week, I got my big boy pants on.
Yes, you did. I sent them to you, I thought.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
but
problem.
I'm gonna have to send
I
them
have
back
extra
'cause
ones
it's already
if you need 'em.
fading. You got to stop ordering off of Facebook.
Yeah, well, it's better than me ordering off of my my Yahoo China sites. It would
Right.
take forever. You would have been much older by the time we got
Me
'em.
celebrating my 50th birthday with these China.com pants.
Yeah, and they probably wouldn't have fit anyway.
But, you know, every now and then something will happen that makes you, like, reevaluate or assess yourself, and it's kind of like an out-of-body experience, and it could be, like, sometimes it's hard to recover from. This morning I was doing the laundry, so I'm swapping out. We have the front loader dryer and a top loader washer, and the washer's pretty high, and we had one of those stand things under it, and it's lifted, so
Right.
it's a good amount off the ground. And I'm trying to get the last bit of laundry out so I can put it in the dryer, and I'm really stretching, and my arm's all the way to the bottom, like scraping around for these loose socks.
Yeah.
And I'm like wiggling my belly up, so it's like literally on top of the washer at this point. And I'm like, if I fell in and somebody saw me, I'd never recover from this. That's when I literally have to go, Steph, can you come here and get the laundry out for me and change it? Like, I need a boost.
I would have loved
Yeah,
to have seen.
I
that,
need a
actually.
boost
Oh my God.
to get my own laundry out.
I would have loved to.
The only other time you realize it's not even when you see another tall. When I see tall people, I'm so used to looking up. It's just natural for me. Like when I talk to you, I'm not like, oh, it's a giant. I don't start running away. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
But when you see somebody, you're like, oh, damn, he's short. You're walking by, and then you realize you're face to eye with him. And you're like, holy shit, that's how people see me.
Yeah. Right.
It's a weird feeling, man.
That's strange.
But anyway, I'll tell you what else is strange. We're back for episode 20 of Loosely Related, everybody.
Yes, we are. And you know, if you're wondering why Joey looks so different this time around,
Yeah.
it's not Joey.
Is
It's
it the
actually
hologram?
Brian.
Yeah, it's because he's a hologram.
It's Joey's
He's a hologram.
hologram.
He switched himself to Brian. So
Yeah.
this week he looks
I
like
can
the producer
change myself
today.
at any point.
So he is actually in two places at once. Well, he could be. Brian is in two places at once because he's the producer and he's also the guest host for this
And
week.
your backup brain.
Basically.
And my
you're
backup
really,
brain.
really juggling today.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So yeah. So anyway, Joey is enjoying himself at a
Is it a bachelor party?
A
or
bachelor
Bachelor
party with a friend of his down in, I don't even know where he is, down in the
I don't know either.
Long Island.
Wherever it
I
is.
think it's
Somewhere.
I'm sure whatever
Mexico,
it is,
I don't-
France.
wherever you are,
He's somewhere
whatever you do
else.
wherever you are, it stays wherever you are. I'm
Yeah,
sure that's the
right.
saying right now.
And Brian has graciously joined us as a guest
Thank you,
host on the
Brian.
show for today.
Yeah.
So he's a man of multi-talents today because he's not only
Basically.
the host, but he's also responsible for editing and producing the show as well. So thank you, Brian, for joining us, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man,
Anytime.
Yep. So yeah.
So yeah,
we-
we got some topics to talk about. It was like it seemed like a light
usual.
news week, but then it actually picked up. There's a lot of goings on. There's some new programs, and Disney Plus is coming out soon, so we'll talk a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
about that
gonna be
today.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd definitely be interested in seeing
yeah,
what's
let's
going on.
do
I know
that.
people are already pre-ordering.
Yeah.
So,
I've actually have to get on that. I want to get that.
Are you interested?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I really am.
So
actually.
we'll unbox that a little bit. We're going to talk about some an HBO series we just watched recently. We'll cover that briefly.
All right.
Brian's going to tell us a little bit about some a mystery, I guess that's about, I don't know, from the 80s.
Yeah,
that's
it's
like,
really outdated, but
yeah, that's really
But it's still
apparently coming back, and it involves New York, so obviously we're interested. Hopefully you guys are too.
Hopefully, Loosely Related is going to bring that back with like just.
yeah, right.
What if
you
we
know.
busted it? Loosely Related,
Oh my
bust this
gosh.
mystery.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
that'd be awesome. That'd be a
Well,
great
if you
feature
bust
to have
it,
on
you
our
get a
show.
surprise, which I'll get into
It was,
later.
it was a
but-
low
Yeah.
amount of money considering. But
You'll
I
have to
think
explain it to me because I know nothing.
Yeah, so I'm
about
definitely
it.
interested in that. And then Joe's going to hit us up closer to home. He's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Hudson Valley, right, Joe?
Yeah, a little bit about a
Yeah.
place I went to, and I like to do we usually go once a week to a place or try to anyway, and then I just kind of review and bring it to you guys and let you know what the place is like and what we did and just sort of give them a shout out. So,
Yeah, this is a place I've been before, but not in a long time. So I'm definitely interested in your thoughts
Yeah,
on
okay.
it. Tell us a little bit about the food, I hope, and then what kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, obviously, there's a big deal coming up on Monday. So the day after, I guess they're listening to this, but you'll tell us about that. I don't want to ruin that. That's an important topic. I
Yeah,
think.
sure,
I'm glad
sure.
you're going to be covering that today.
Absolutely.
So Brian, if you don't mind, why don't you start us off? Tell us about this mystery. What like the
Okay.
origins and everything.
Yeah.
So,
What is this
the
thing?
other night, I walked downstairs to find my mom watching a TV show hosted by Josh Gates, where he was covering something called The Secret. And
Okay.
essentially what The Secret is it was a novel, I believe it was released in the 80s, you said.
Yeah, I think 81.
Yeah, around there.
I
And
think.
so this guy, it's a book about the tale of the fair people. I haven't read it yet, but he essentially what he did is he hid 12 keys all throughout the United States in different cities.
Okay.
And he made 12 verses of poems and had his friend paint 12 paintings that had clues to lead you to the keys. Now, if you find a key, you get a precious gemstone that's worth a lot of money.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought it was
Yeah.
just like $1,000 or something.
No, it's you get an actual gem. And actually, in each of the paintings, I have some of them over there. But
Okay.
Are you going to show them to the audience?
yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
will
Alright.
pull up the painting we're going to be discussing today, and some of the other ones probably.
All right.
So
but,
who's the author, Brian?
Here, let me see. His name's probably here somewhere. I mean, I hope he put his own name in the book.
Maybe it's in the very back of it. Look in the very back page.
Oh, it
of
doesn't say by what on the very
Let's
beginning. I'm
do
sorry.
some fact. Yeah,
I'm throwing out the hard
See,
questions.
see
Who
what we're
wrote this?
saying now? He's doing the producer stuff and he's doing
Yeah, I
the
know.
host,
We tied
which
him
is-
up.
He's very busy today.
Who would have thought that they wouldn't put their name on the book?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind of
crazy.
crazy.
Front
Yeah.
cover of
That's
the book.
that's the mystery.
Maybe that's
Who
one
wrote
of the
this book?
maybe that's one of the
Right.
freaking clues,
That's right.
man.
Wait a second. This
We're
can't
on to
be
something,
good.
Joe.
We're already onto it. We're
Already on it.
We'll figure this whole thing out by the time the podcast is over.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Stay tuned if you want to know where this key is.
I'm not gonna put anything over on loosely related.
Yeah, no, but I know that the guy isn't alive anymore.
Oh, he passed away.
Byron Price. There
Byron
we
Price.
go.
Okay,
Byron Price.
Byron-
All right.
Brian.
It's
Brian.
Bi-
Byron.
Byron
Byron
Price.
Price.
It was published in 1982
Okay.
in the
82,
U.S.
sorry.
So
So-
yeah,
A
it
little
goes
bit
back
there.
a ways.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so let's see. There is.
So what? It was supposed to be some kind of promotion. Is that right?
What's up?
To promote. It was to promote the book, right?
It was, I guess, to promote the book and also.
Or is that what the book's about?
It's basically I haven't read it, so I'm not completely
Okay.
sure, but it's a tale
Well,
of
you
the.
got to read this thing,
Yeah,
you know.
here,
Or
let's
maybe
read it.
I'll read it. Listen,
Let's read this.
What are you doing, Brian?
Yeah.
You read it right now and for
Uh,
everybody.
The tale
yes,
begins.
we're going to start the whole rest of the podcast with going to be reading excerpts from this book
Totally.
that Brian brought with us.
So yeah, it's a field guide to the fair people.
Forget
which
about all the other
is
stuff.
300 years ago, fair people fled the old world for the new and seek haven from the ways of man. They came with their precious jewels, diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and
Okay.
pearls.
All right, so now
So
if
it's part of this.
this thing's been going on since 1982, right? you
yeah,
said?
and it died
Now,
off. Yeah.
has any of the keys ever been found?
Yes.
Or
I think so.
And they have.
So they have found,
Which gives you credence, I
confirmed,
guess.
have been found in Chicago, which was found in 1984, and Cleveland was found in 2004, and very recently in Boston.
Okay.
I went
that's
to college in
Is that
Boston.
what like researched this?
Um,
Because somebody found it recently? Is that?
yeah, so
Because it seems like a lot of people were talking about this now.
Yeah. All right. So now there's still one in New York. Is there one to find in New York? Is it
So
like-
funny enough is that they don't tell you which cities specifically are that the keys are in. You have to figure that
it out
out.
based
Alright.
on those
Yeah.
things, right? The images and those poems.
Definitely the images in the poems. So what people
Okay.
have done is they found image 12 and verse 10, which I have today. They
Okay.
think that links to New York City. So
okay.
Joe, put on your thinking cap. We're
I'm
doing
going
this.
to. And
this is the
my
the painting.
other brain has a thinking cap on already.
Okay, so we could probably pull that image
Yeah,
too,
why
right?
not?
We could take a look at this.
So let me see the image.
Here.
We could probably pull it up
Let me
on their
check
thing
that
so
out.
we can have it.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So this is the image. Okay.
And what is it? Verse 12? What is that,
the
Brian? I'm sorry.
Damn it. Hold on. This keyboard. The Secret Painting 12.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I put the S and it comes up New York City Treasure on. It's like
Yeah.
definitely popping
Really?
up.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh,
Images.
yeah.
It
Image
should
12
come up.
right there. If you just type in the secret, it'll pop right here. So then Brian can have his thing. We can look
Okay.
at
Here.
this.
Here you go.
All right. So
So we can
So
explain
you
it to
you
us.
folks at home, you've seen the painting. If you're watching on YouTube,
Yeah.
if you want to see the painting, watch us on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. So we're looking at like a woman, right? Predominantly
Yeah.
takes up most of the
So the
space.
reason people think this is New York is because if you look at the face,
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
It
if
is
you-
right. That's Statue of
Yeah,
Liberty.
basically. And then people have been saying that if you look at the bottom outline of her like gown,
Yeah.
Right.
kind of looks like Manhattan. Kind of.
Yeah, the outline, I guess.
The
A little
bottom
bit.
outline.
I mean,
of-
it's a basic. Look at the way the gown falls to the bottom there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's some droplets of water, I gather.
Yeah. And if you notice, one of those droplets is the
it's
gem.
a gem. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a
Yep.
gem.
Yeah. The
That's
one in
the
the
gem.
middle. That's pretty clear.
All right.
And
Pretty
then
cool.
the other clue that I've found, I guess that people are saying, is if you look at the little arch,
Yeah.
there's the buildings that kind of have like the pointed tops and the round.
Obviously, it
caps.
like like a Russian type.
Yeah.
Like a
Thing.
detail or something.
People say that symbolizes Ellis Island. Apparently,
Okay.
the
Oh, really?
buildings at Ellis Island look like that. I've been to Ellis Island. I've never noticed
yeah, me
that.
too.
But
Right, and that one up right to the left of that picture.
Joe, when you
kinda
first
looks
came
like
through
one
Ellis
of the
Island, did you notice
profiles
this?
of the World Trade Center,
yeah,
which is no
that's
longer
what I
there.
said. Yeah,
That
that's
does look like the
that's a
profile of
problem
World Trade
though. Is
Center.
that
Yeah.
the World Trade Center is no longer there? So if that's an important clue,
Oh, if it's a landmark or something.
Yeah.
Well, the area used to be there if you didn't have to climb up. I mean, I don't know. You
Yeah,
know,
I
I don't know what I'm saying.
think-
But
Yeah.
maybe if you just get to the area. What's it? Do you know anything about this? The bird or anything? What's this bird?
So the bird, I'm not sure what kind of bird that is. And the flower that she's holding in her hand is a big thing because
Okay.
I guess maybe if you find like, I think in Boston, like the flower was like a certain type of flower, so they could trace what neighborhood.
Oh,
like if
no
it was an
kidding.
Italian flower, it was in an Italian neighborhood.
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's the
So-
clock.
Yeah, the clock is definitely
Yeah.
a clue.
So actually,
What does that say?
it'll-
11:30. What is that?
it is 11 o'clock, and actually
Oh, yeah,
that
that's a
comes
small-
back to play in the poem.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We still have the poem to hear. So you're gonna,
Yeah,
you're gonna
totally. So when you are
drop
ready,
it on us?
Yeah, so
Let's
why
do
don't you?
this.
Yeah.
Loosely related treasure hunt. Okay. So the poem reads, "In the shadow of the gray giant, find the arm that extends over the slender path. In summer, you'll often hear a whirring sound. Cars abound. Although the sign nearby speaks of Indy's native, the natives still speak of him of hard word and 3 volumes. Take twice as many east steps as the hour or more from the middle of one branch of the V. Look down and see simple roots in rhapsodic man's soil, or gaze north towards the Isle of B." Now, what the hell does that mean?
Well, obviously, what he's saying is you got to hop on the one bus. You're going to take that past the Grand Concourse.
What he's saying
catch
is
a Yankee game.
it's right over there.
It's
Oh
somewhere.
my God.
Over there, right there.
That was a lot to
Well,
bring.
the building, the gray building, is definitely a clue. So I don't know. It seems
Well,
like
the great building would be the World Trade Center.
I said
probably.
World Trade Center.
Yeah, it's got to be the World Trade Center. But that
It was the
doesn't make
biggest
it
thing
way
at the time.
way more difficult
Yeah,
now that that's
because-
no longer there.
Yeah, so
Oh.
you'd have to assume. I guess you'd have to know where it used to be.
Well, they have
Are
the
you looking at the
footprints
poem,
there
too?
where the the waterfall.
Yeah, you can
things
get the
are.
Latin long for it, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But you don't know
if-
which one it
does it
is.
require you being on a certain floor of that building no longer there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I
So
don't
that's
know. But
kinda
of course,
interesting.
you can get the Latin long of it. I mean,
Well, we
and
have-
if we're even assuming that's what it is.
We also have Google Maps now, so we can
Yeah.
look at the V and
Oh,
check out
exactly.
Google Maps.
I think
and-
a lot of people were doing that. They were doing overlays and stuff. Like when Brian was talking about this last week, I didn't remember this, but then it didn't ring like with me or resonate with me. But then later yesterday, the day before, I was like, oh, let me look at our podcast notes for today.
Right.
And it was like people are just going nuts over this thing.
Really?
And then I remembered my uncle John used to talk about this, not like fervently, but he would bring it up every now and then. He was like a little geeky back in the day.
Right.
Isn't it Dungeons and Dragons and all that? And this was like
Yeah.
Cool
him, and
game.
him and his buddies would be talking about this crap.
Definitely.
I'm like, oh my god, it just reminded me of a childhood memory. It was weird.
Oh, all right.
But yeah,
it's
so
kinda
people are using Google Maps and
Yeah,
to
Google
the-
Maps.
And trying to use that poem to look
But-
for maybe the landmarks.
Why don't
and
you go
follow some-
upstairs and you get your sextant, and then we'll go
Yeah,
out there
I
and
think
measure
we-
these stars.
Yeah,
we
totally.
will. I think I will get my sex on upstairs.
Your sextant, you
Oh,
weirdo.
sextant. Oh,
Close enough.
close enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess like the thing is, I'm sure being from, because I mean, I don't know, like some of these might be like if you're from New York City and you know what certain places are called. I don't know if that has an advantage towards like whether
I
you're
would
not from
think,
the city.
but you could just look a lot of it up.
Yeah,
Well, it's pretty
true.
vague. You know what makes it? You know what about this picture that is?
So where do
kind
you
of-
start? You start at verse 12,
So what's
where
that?
the M and the B are set in stone.
So listen,
That's
on the,
probably literal.
you look at the bird here, and it's supposed to look like a dove, but it's sort of a cross between them.
Yeah, it's not a dove though.
It has some weird
The mouth,
ears
right?
and,
Yeah.
and beak, and
Yeah,
it's
that beak
really
is pretty
strange.
Everything in the painting is based off of photos that were actually taken. So it could be that that's a statue.
Oh, no
that-
kidding.
Yeah. So
Oh, these were photos that were taken, and he paints this?
yeah. So he had a friend that he sent.
So these are
him
real
photos.
images.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Well,
it
They're
was-
not made up.
That woman's face is actually the woman at the Statue of Liberty.
yeah. That's what
Well, it
people
definitely
say,
looks like the Statue of Liberty to me.
without a doubt.
yeah.
I
So, yeah.
mean,
So I guess
so let's see. He definitely references that clock. What are all these bubble
Yeah.
things up top?
with the bubble.
Yeah,
Bubble
it's hard to
things.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the pavement bubble. It looks like could be maybe it's pavement,
Like
or some
cobble
sort,
or
Yeah,
or
something like
cobblestone
that.
or something
Yeah.
It
like
does
that.
look like
you know?
cobblestone.
So, like, if you're not like watching us on YouTube, I don't know why you wouldn't be. But say you're driving and you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes
Yeah.
or
one of our many places.
iHeartRadio,
Google Play.
And you see these cobblestone things, like
let us know
if
immediately.
you're down there and you see it, and
so check it out when you're
off
home.
the road.
If you're off the road, you call us right away at 555. No. So if you're not listening, just like Brian was explaining, there's a woman that's predominantly displayed right in the center of this artwork here that we're looking at. There's, to me, guys, what do you think? It looks like a stained glass window almost at the top. That arch with all the pictures in it.
I thought maybe
and then
it
there's
has
a
something to do
large
with a
bird
church.
going through it. Yeah, I don't like. There's a lot of, like, to me, like Roman Catholic looking stuff going on here.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's as far as the statue goes. Obviously, I think the face looks like Statue of Liberty face, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of her looks like some sort of maybe angelic. Maybe it was taken from some sort of sculpture or statue. It looks like maybe an angel type kind of thing. I don't know about the flower. I'm not really sure.
Okay,
about
I don't
that.
know if all these are. I'm just looking at another image. This one has a giant fairy and a lion on it. I don't think these were real.
A what?
I'm looking at image 2. They show you the images on their
totally.
side.
There's
Some of them are pretty wild looking.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah.
There's a centaur, right? Is that the half human, half man? Half
maybe.
horse?
Yeah.
Centaur, right?
Well, what happens is like the photos are like morphed into the painting. So
Okay.
yeah, but,
Like his interpretation or whatever.
yeah, I guess so. That
Well, this
lead
is
the
pretty
clues.
wild, man.
So I guess I'll say kind of my theories,
Okay.
and then we can leave it to the viewers to do their own research. And don't find the thing, send it to us, and then we'll find it for you.
Right.
Right. So
don't tell anybody, only us.
I got 2 theories for Shadow of the Grey Giant. It's either something that is close to the World Trade Center, or if you look at the painting, next to the photo of the World Trade Center is Ellis Island. So I'm assuming that.
And the Statue of Liberty. Well, they all
True,
are in there as like sort of a clue.
So I think either you're starting at where the World Trade Center used to be, or you're starting at Ellis Island.
Right.
Now, find the arm that extends over the slender path. I looked at ferry routes that go from Ellis Island to the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
There's one that's kind of alone that goes to a place called Battery Park.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Tunnel
Yeah,
Battery
yeah,
Park,
sure.
Yeah, I think that leads to Battery Park.
So you think that's the slender path?
Yeah, and then the whirring sound kind of got me because I thought, okay, if it's specifically in the summer, it could be maybe the ferries only run in the summer, but then I think that
the whirring sound could also be the sound that you hear when you're in the tunnel.
Yeah, so there is a tunnel near Battery Park.
Right, it's Battery Park Tunnel.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
you got it right in the head because it looks like a battery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then apparently natives still speak of him of hard word in 3 volumes. That's something to do with Alexander Hamilton. Apparently, I don't know. Alexander Hamilton, that has something
Why
to
is
do
that
with.
reference him?
What?
I don't know. I Googled it.
What? Can you repeat that
Yeah.
again?
So it's although the
He's not
sign
native
nearby
to me.
speaks of Indy's native, the natives still speak of him of hard word in 3 volumes.
Oh, maybe because he's not native. He came here. He was an immigrant.
Right.
So maybe
Yeah.
that's what they're referencing there. The natives still speak of him.
I guess, but people say that that's Alexander Hamilton. And
Alexander
then
Hamilton.
the other thing I think is when it says towards the Isle of B, I think
that's
maybe Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay. Because Battery Park Tunnel goes to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So we're close, man. It looks like we're driving down to the city right after the podcast today, finding that
basically.
freaking key.
We can't release this until they won't hear this until
they won't
after
hear
we
it.
found it.
We're gonna find it. We're gonna have to have a segment
basically.
prior to the release so that we found the key, or maybe right
There's
afterwards. But
there's an it's like right on the tip of my tongue for
Yeah.
yeah.
I know.
It's on the tip of my tongue. No, just move on because
Okay.
I'm gonna have a stroke in a minute.
So what do you call it? Yeah. So the only problem with this thing is that he buried these in the 80s. This is before terrorism, so like you can't really dig anywhere you want now. So the places he was digging, he went undercover as a construction worker. So
Okay.
like
What?
yeah, so you could
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you can't dig in a lot.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
know.
dig on Ellis
That's
Island
a big
or the
problem.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
would
a
be a
federal
big-
offense.
that
You'd
would
be
be-
arrested.
So I don't know
Yeah.
how you're gonna do that, but thanks a lot, dude.
yeah,
So I don't know. Yeah. So there's actually something in the book where you can the book's right here. You can actually if you
Does
know.
it come with a shovel?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you get a free shovel, but it's like an extra tax. You can, if you know where it is, but you can't dig there, you can send in something to an address or whatever and be like, "Hey, this is where it is,"
And they'll verify it, or
Yeah,
and they'll go
say,
check it out.
and they
Okay.
think if it's worth merit,
Well,
So-
I guess the people who have the
and
book.
then they take it and
I'm
they're
gonna be-
like, he never said anything to us.
I'm definitely gonna.
well, it's the family.
I'm
gives out
definitely
the
gonna be
gems.
working on this.
Yeah, I'm
No.
obsessed with it. I don't sleep anymore. I haven't slept in like a month. So
Well,
yeah.
Oh my God!
Go
There's
with your
already
numbers.
a podcast on this.
Yeah.
There's a podcast
There's a
about
Treasure
this
hunt,
thing.
the
podcast on it,
secret
yeah.
podcast.
Well,
The
yeah,
secret
right now
podcast.
the loosely related podcast treasure hunt.
We're gonna compete with a secret podcast, and we're gonna go to the
We're
moon.
gonna get there before them
Yeah, we're gonna go to the moon.
because now you have my brain working on
Exactly.
this. So yeah, now it's gonna happen.
Oh, all right. So here's this one person says it's roadmap, Ellis Island, then Statue of Liberty, then the Verrazano Bridge, then the Russian Mermaid. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's Staten Island, I guess, or Sash's Shore Beach, the Russian settlement, and that's all you get. I solved it, but there's your hints.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's
We
what
solved it
I'm
right
just
now.
reading this in some
5
kind
minutes.
of forum.
Yeah.
So we
So,
got
yeah.
that Russian thing because that looks like Russian stuff to me. So there's got to be. I got to find.
When
out
they say
what
with the V,
Russian-
are they referencing the sect of like actual somewhere a Latin long,
See,
or are they talking about the
I don't
clock
know
at
what
11?
the V is.
And because they said the skin, maybe that's the skinny hand he's talking about.
Well,
the
I
narrow
thought
path?
the clock was talking about
Those
is take as
12.
many steps as the each steps as the hour.
Okay, so
'cause-
12 steps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or it was 11, so twice as many.
yeah,
it was
11.
o'clock.
So 22
So 22.
steps.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Okay.
So 22 steps
Could be 22 blocks. I don't know.
could also just literally be 22
Yeah.
steps.
Oh, here, yeah, it takes twice as many
climbing up a
Yeah.
stairwell.
east steps as the hour or more.
Climb the Empire
Says
State
east
Building.
East
And dress as a gorilla.
Yeah.
and just as a
If you
gorilla.
have 4 bananas in your right hand, then you'll find the treasure.
And a blonde
Looks
in your
like I'm
left
gonna
will
have
probably
to-
be shot down.
I'm gonna have to get back in touch with Amazon and order a new costume, man. Get that gorilla
Basically,
costume.
dress up as
Find
Indiana
the key,
Jones.
and then
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting.
No, that's very fascinating. We're gonna.
I mean,
definitely
it
have to
must be
work on
pretty
that.
hard that it's been locked down for what 98
Yeah.
2039 what?
And only
30
3 have
years?
been found. Yeah,
Been
it's crazy.
38 years or something?
years, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, a while.
39,
So, yeah.
37.
But yeah, so
But I
like
mean,
that.
like Brian said earlier, what is pretty cool is like they verifiably found some of these keys, so there
Yeah.
must
Yeah,
be
yeah,
some
it's
there. That's the
legitimacy,
thing,
at
like-
least to some of it.
with like Forrest Fenn, his treasure, no one's found it. At least here,
yeah.
people have cracked some of these. So yeah,
Okay.
I think it's in
What about
Battery
Atlantis? Has anyone found that?
Park. Yeah, years ago.
Okay.
I think it's in Battery Park. You viewers, read the poem, look at the painting, tell us where you think it is.
Right.
Pretty cool, man.
Because we're not sure yet.
Yeah, if you have any clues or other things that are not we didn't mention, put them up. Let us know.
Can you imagine if this is how we would like talk to each other for just like instead of going, honey, can you go get the milk and bread? We start making up all insane rhymes to get you to go there. And he's like,
Be kinda
drawing
cool.
pictures of crap. Is your kid happy because he had bread?
This is
Yeah.
how we have to communicate. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
man, that'd
gosh.
be terrible.
We should do that.
No
for-
one would ever understand.
Murder
anybody.
you.
we should do that and put it as part of our podcast. People have
Yeah,
to
right.
tune into certain episodes to find out certain
Oh, we
clues.
put a little clue in each episode.
in each episode.
Basically.
And at the end of the year, what happens? Our mind explodes.
Yes, pretty much.
We bury a treasure.
Bury
where
a big treasure.
You
and
get an IOU.
that's actually we're gonna have to. There we go, man. Now we know what we're doing. Now we found our niche. We know
Yeah.
what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna check this out again later. We should definitely sit
Oh,
down.
we're
for a few
definitely.
later.
I'm
Check it out.
definitely gonna
It is
check this
timeless.
out. It's
He's
pretty
gonna end
cool.
up getting divorced artist. You know you can't put
yeah.
him on. You can't
The
do
guy
this
who
to this
found
man.
the Boston key
No, I'm
lost
not gonna-
40 pounds just because of like 2
He
years
just
ago.
was so obsessed that he
Yeah,
just
I
couldn't
guess
stop.
so.
Wow. Well,
What? So the one who did win it, or the what are they, 3 that were found?
Yeah, 3.
What,
Chicago.
did they say
Cleveland,
what kind
and
of gems they got? Or,
Boston. So the Boston one was a peridot. Yeah, it was,
what is that?
I don't know.
Peridot?
It's a gem. I don't remember.
You probably got the one cruddy one. It's like cheap as hell.
It's
Peridot.
like chipped on the side. It's been
this
like,
piece of shit.
They
All right,
got
so
it
the
at a pawn
oxid
shop.
dies under soil after like 20 minutes. It's been there 10 years.
oh, there's another thing too. Is it a real gem or is it like?
Yeah, no, it's a real
real
gem.
gem.
Yeah.
So it could actually. All right.
So, I mean,
Some kid probably found it playing in the park one
probably
day.
is like, mommy.
Hey,
One of the ones that was found by teenagers.
Yeah, I'm
Apparently.
sure.
They must use.
And
I was just thinking, can't they just use like super strong metal detectors? There must be some metal in that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you have
but
a
I don't know
picture
if
of one of the
are-
gems that were found?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's it in? It must be in. What
Put
was
it
it
up
found
there.
in?
Is it
Like, was
just
it in
a
a metal
gem?
case or like,
Yeah, that could be.
Like-
or is it
Butcher-
just loose by itself? I mean, that could be. Earth settles, all it's gonna be moved by now.
Yeah.
that's yeah. I mean,
I
it's
don't
a
know
long
how to,
time.
like,
It
show
could
you
actually-
this, but it's like a green and yellow peridot. It'll be put on the screen right now,
right?
and it just kind of looks like that.
And it wasn't. They doesn't show what it was.
And
what
what's it called? A
A
peridot?
peridot.
Peridot. All right.
What was it? Did they show what the container was holding it, or?
So funny enough, the guy was there was people digging in the park this guy went to.
Yeah.
He found out that it was under a home plate in like this park, and he was like, "Yeah, there's something under home plate," and the guy was like, "No, there's not." And so when they were digging in that park, they hit the box and broke it in half.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay.
So the key snapped in half, and they had to find the 2 pieces of the key.
oh wow.
So yeah, they kind of messed that up, but I mean it's okay. They found the key.
Okay. So now, I know you probably already said this, but I just don't remember. what is the object of this whole thing now? You find the key, and then you get the
precious
You
gemstone.
turn it in.
You turn it in
to the
and-
family, and they present you with a gemstone. I think you get like the guy got like a pin for like the Society of like the Secret. It's like a whole ceremony thing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of gemstones, there's another gemstone I'd like to talk about after this message.
Ha ha.
Peace.
All right, and we're just back from searching around New York City.
Yeah,
We found it. We found the key.
It's all over. It's done.
We didn't find that gemstone, but if you check out HBO, you could find the Follow the Righteous Gemstones. That's a series written by Danny McBride. If you guys don't know who he is, I'm sure most of you do, though. He's in a lot of Seth Rogen movies.
Yeah.
He's in Downtown and East. Is that what it was?
He was
The
in
baseball.
Drill Bit Taylor.
Yep, Drill Bit. Yeah, so he's been in a bunch of comedies, mostly. Pretty popular. It also has Adam Devine in it from Workaholics. He does stand up.
He was the only guy I ever saw in Los Angeles. The only famous person.
Oh, really?
He was in I think it was him. He was in a Starbucks when I was in a Starbucks. I was like, oh, that's Adam Devine. Can I have a coffee?
He's pretty funny. I mean, I didn't check his stand-up out yet. He does have a stand-up
does
special.
stand-up?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a stand-up special. I think
didn't
it's on
know
Netflix or something. And then you have John Goodman. And so basically what it is the gemstones are like evangelical mega church. They're the heads of a mega church and multiple churches that they're like taking over in this area where they live. And it's hard to tell if they're just, I mean, they play up the stereotype of just being outright like, you know, criminals.
Is it like cultish or?
No, it's just like imagine like some of those classic evangelical ones. Like I'm sure Joe, what were those like the 700 Club?
Oh yeah,
send me
yeah.
$1 and
Right.
all this. And
Oh,
they're
like
driving.
spring water.
woman
and
all
shit
dressed
like that.
up.
Oh my gosh! I
Yeah,
saw that ad
to the
yesterday for
nines.
spring water. It's like,
Yeah.
drink the miracle spring water, and
Yeah, yeah.
I have $1 million.
Who's
Yeah.
that other guy selling those buckets for end times? It's like a bucket of pasta for like $200. And he's like,
yeah.
and then you can use the bucket to sit on. I swear to God, that's
Yeah,
what
for
he
the
says.
like the doomsday prepper
Yeah.
type things.
Yeah, Doomsday
He's
Preppers.
famous, like one of those famous evangelical ministers or whatever you call them. So, but the show, like I said, starts Danny McBride, Adam Devine, John Goodman, and Edie Patterson, who plays Judy Gemstone. Adam plays Kelvin. Danny plays Jesse, and they're the children of Dr. Eli Gemstone, who's played by John Goodman, and the cast is outstanding.
Oh, really?
John Goodman is like returned to form. If he did lose form, he's back.
I don't think he has. Really.
He was, yeah, he's awesome, right? No, he's had a good career, but it's hilarious. It's definitely not kid rated at all. This is a hard R for sure.
Okay.
There's a lot of adult situations, sexual innuendos. There's some murder involved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's some crazy violence. It's got everything in it that you would want to not watch with your parents.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, but it is hilarious and it's funny. They play on all the tropes of like doing it all for the money or whatever and pretending to love God, and they're like, oh, Jesus, show me the way and all that kind of stuff.
really?
And I wish I can remember his name. People are gonna be yelling at me over
What?
this.
Oh no.
I love the other actor too. He's in
other
do you guys
guy?
remember Justified? That was a great show also.
Yes,
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
remember
it was like a
Justified.
western kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Hold
With
on.
I never saw it, but I do remember it. Yes.
Oh, that was such a great show too.
Yeah.
Speaking of good shows.
Wait, let's.
Yeah, I'm stroking
See
out.
the
I
cast.
need a backup brain today, Brian.
Once this thing loads.
But
I
he
will-
plays the main
Yeah, you having problems with the? I'm having kind of
A little
problems with
bit,
it,
yeah.
It's kind of
with the
Yes.
internet.
Yeah, it's kind of sluggish.
I think the paradox that we got is it Walton Goggins?
Is the main antagonist, the bad guy in it?
Yeah, I think that's the guy. Boyd
Yeah.
Crowder.
Oh, Boyd Crowder, yes. That is
His
an
name's
excellent show. I don't want to go off.
Goggins. That's a
Dude, he's
like,
such a good actor, and he plays Uncle Baby Billy. And he's also a preacher.
His name's Uncle Baby Billy.
Yeah.
Uncle baby.
He's
Billy.
baby Billy, and he happens to be the uncle. He's related to Dr.
Okay.
Eli through marriage. He's his brother-in-law. He was married to the wife, and they were like a duo when they were young. They would sing these Christian songs, and they were all cutesy, and they would go on tour. Unfortunately, she dies. She passes away,
Right.
the matriarch of the family, and he's become like bitter because the Gemstones are so successful, and he thinks they got it off the backs of the sister. So
Huh.
there's that dynamic where he's trying to
Okay.
get back in with the family.
Is that one of the hints for the gemstone?
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
Okay.
That could be a hint if you're listening. out
I gotta
there.
watch the show now.
But
Figure out the
it's-
mystery.
Yeah.
dude. The show it's on fire. It's so good.
What's
They
the name
just
of the show?
completed one
What's the name of
season.
the
It's
show?
called The
Comedy,
Righteous Gemstones.
action?
The
The Righteous Gemstones.
Dramedy.
It's comedy. It's definitely straight comedy, I would
Okay.
say. They have moments in there, but it's over the top. There's parts that are just
Gotcha.
like, you can't believe that just happened. Your jaw will just drop
There's
open.
there's a few that are coming. There's one that's coming out I saw on HBO just recently. I wish I could remember the name of it, but there's a few good shows coming out. I have to look it up and bring it up the next time on the show. But I was, I go through my other ones and I see all the trailers for these shows, and there's some really cool ones coming
That's
out.
good.
There's
HBO
one,
has some good stuff.
yeah, they
Didn't they like
do.
post like when Game of Thrones ended, like, "Hey guys, don't unsubscribe."
We're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here.
There's one that's coming out
Yeah,
on,
probably.
I think it's Hulu, and I think it's called The Witcher, and I saw a trailer for
Oh,
that.
yeah, based on the
Wi-
video game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that looks really cool.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the guy who
He looks pretty
plays
good.
The Witcher on that is the guy who played Superman. And
Oh, the
Superman vs.
reboot one,
Batman.
right? The movie reboot?
Yeah. What's his name? I don't know. If Joey was here, he would know.
We're
it
so
immediately.
good. We're
How come you
killing
don't know it,
today.
Joey?
I don't know. It's been a long morning.
Yeah, the hologram's not at full peak right now. We don't have it
Yeah.
fully uploaded. But so there's that one, and
It's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah, and I just myself, I just finished watching Peaky Blinders season.
I still haven't
Peaky
watched
Blinders. What's that about?
it. You guys told me so many times. It reminds me of like Gangs of New York. Like that.
It is kind of similar to that, I
I've
suppose.
heard a lot about it. I've no
It's
idea.
Henry
what it's like.
Very
Cavill.
good.
Cavill, the guy who plays The Witcher.
Oh
That
yeah,
was the
okay, Henry
Superman guy.
Okay,
Henry
yeah.
Cavill. I
Cavill?
thought his name was
Cavill.
Henry Clark.
Is it
Henry
No,
Cavill?
it's
Clark.
Cavill.
Okay.
Yeah, Henry
Okay.
Cavill, and that looks really interesting. I'm kind of interested in seeing that.
How is that Pinky Blinders though?
Peaky Blinders is I enjoyed very much. I
Pinky.
watched
Did I say Pinky?
Peaky Blinders.
Pinky Blinders.
Pinky and the Brain Blinders.
The stories are really good. The only thing that actually initially made me not want to watch it is because it's about the early 20s. Actually,
The
teens
aftermath
actually.
of the Great War.
The First World War, and then the family is.
So very early 20th century, like
Yeah,
Just turned
and
a
going
decade,
into the
Yeah.
going up through the 20s and the stock market crash, stuff like that. That's what season 8
okay.
is about. But it's about this.
oh, it's 8 seasons.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
it's season 8 right
It's been
now.
around for that
Oh,
long.
it's still going.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was. I thought it had 4 or 5 seasons.
yeah, I think it's got 8, and it's good. And this past season was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I just finished it last night. So that's one. I'm sure we've mentioned that one before, but you should check that
So
one
with
out.
Peaky Blinders, they're brothers, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's a whole family. They're
Okay.
gypsies that live in England. It takes place in England, like again in the early 20th century, and it's about this family that starts out in the war and how they all get screwed up in their heads by the war and being in World War One, and then they come home and they sort of become a gangster family where they
Okay.
start off in gambling and stuff like that, a little bit horse racing, things of that, and then they
Running
move on and
liquor,
it gets
Yeah.
that
Sure.
sort of thing. And
Peaky Blinders always sounded like a children's game to me.
the
I
one
don't know,
weird
like
thing.
you play Peaky Blinders and I don't know.
It does kind of sound like that, actually. But it's not that. I'm sure there's probably a game that is that, but
get the kids ready. We're watching Peaky Blinders.
but they have
Oh,
they have like modern music that plays
Okay.
in it, and that's sort of to me when I first started, I was like,
It
that's
takes you out of
weird
it?
music to like for this type
right,
of.
because it's not.
But it works kind of
Period,
when you
right.
get used to it. It works.
Yeah.
You kind of don't make
Is
the
that
connection
like,
from
Do
the
they play
music.
like Kanye West or
No,
something?
it's weird. It's like what do you call underground type band music
like EDM or something.
Yeah, like
dance,
like
dance
electronic.
not dance, but like just you'll see when you
Okay.
when you watch
Yeah,
the
check it
show.
out.
But
Is it like
even the intro song for the for Peaky Blinders is you'll know
Ariana
the song and
Grande.
you know the band, but it's not doesn't seem to go with like the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
But yeah,
it's not
so-
period correct or whatever.
yeah, that sort
Not
of
like
thing.
bagpipes or
Ever is that like what's that Heath Ledger movie? I actually liked it where he plays at night and he's not really a knight. Remember that one?
Ooh.
He goes into all the jousting tournaments, but he's really not supposed to even be jousting. He has to he pretends to be
who was
Sir
it?
Ulrich. A Knight's Tale. It's
A Knight's Tale,
Tale.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
And
and
they
that's
will-
exactly.
They use current music.
It's current music with that. It's kind of the same deal.
It's not period.
It's
right?
not period
Yeah.
related.
That's
It's
cool.
like modern day kind of music, but it's not. But it's fine. But the actual story is really good, and you get sucked into it, and
I
you'll.
mean, your
you'll
family
follow through.
all watched it, right? They all like
Yeah,
it?
everyone in my
Kathleen,
family
I
has
know,
watched
liked
it. Yes.
I will it's on
I
Netflix,
actually-
right? So
it's on Netflix.
I have to watch it then.
I actually watched season 8, the last 2 episodes with my wife before I seen the beginning. And I watched the
really?
last 2 episodes, and I was like, I got to watch it from the beginning. So I went back and I watched the
Oh,
rest
you
of it,
went
and I
through?
just caught up last night to where I was when I
So
watched
you
the
were
end of it.
binging
So
it, huh?
yeah, I think
Speaking
there's
of the binging, what I was just thinking with we got some new new streamers coming to the market, and so because we've been watching so much stuff, right? We're talking about the Peaky Blinders, talking about Netflix and Hulu,
Sure.
and now of course Apple just released, right? Well, do we know what theirs is called? What is that? Apple Plus or something?
It's Apple Plus.
That service, and now we also got Disney Plus, which I know has been heavy on advertising, and they're using that Disney money to push it.
Oh, sure.
So it comes out actually on Tuesday. It's already open for pre-order. So by the time you're listening to this on November 12th,
wow. Oh my.
yeah, I know my niece
I live
said she
under a
subscribed
rock.
already. Tuesday, and they're saying, and they're really promoting it heavy. And it's actually not unreasonable, at least from what it looks like for what it offers.
Right.
It's going to be $6.99 for a month. And it's even discount off that if you
That's
buy it
actually
for the
cheaper
year.
than I thought it was. I thought it was like $8 and something.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
start,
No,
but-
I thought it was going
yeah.
to be. I thought $8 to $10.
Yeah.
And if you actually buy it for the year, it actually comes out to like just over $6. I think it's $69.99 for the entire year.
Okay. All right.
So I wonder though, at that price, and you can go online, just Google. It's everywhere right now.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
Google
So
Disney Plus. And
How much is going to be on there, though?
Right, so that's the thing. What's going to be at start, right? He's going to have, they say it's going to be pretty robust even at initial launch, but they were just bragging they're going to even have Endgame. I think it's going to be over there.
Well, yeah, they're going to have obviously the Marvel Cinematic
Right,
Universe.
so
Yeah.
that's a
Are they
big
gonna
thing
have
we were
the-
talking about last week with
They're
Netflix
going to have the Golden
losing a
Age
lot of
Disney movies. Are they going to be on
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
yeah.
We're going to have all the Disney
So,
stuff on there.
Do you
sure.
remember, like, way back when? I remember my aunt. We used to call her Aunt Disney. She was my Aunt Debbie was obsessed with it. She would pay. Remember how much it was for just a VHS of the Golden Disney movies? It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they're going back in the vault. So you have to buy them now. You'll
Yeah,
never
yeah,
see
yeah,
Winnie the
yeah,
Pooh again. He's going in the vault.
Yeah.
I still
like-
have my VHS for
Do you?
Disney. Yeah, we still have the player still works.
Yeah.
I still got all my recordings that we recorded, and then we got the. Oh my gosh, you ever do that? Remember, like VHS, you'd record on VHS.
Oh yeah. You recorded over. Who
I
recorded
had-
over my
My
shows?
wife nearly shot me because we were cleaning
It's like
out
the
our
original
house.
DVR.
And I had all the CDs and stuff from my old DVDs. I mean, from our we don't use the DVDs anymore. So we were cleaning out the basement. It was a mess down here, and we were just chucking everything in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And all the Maddie was in one of those like minimalistic stages in his life. He might still
Binging
be, but
everything,
he's like,
just
if you don't
purging it
use
all.
it, throw it out. If you don't throw it
I
out.
feel like that too. I
You know,
like it.
so
It's cathartic sometimes to get rid of stuff.
yeah, so
Yeah,
we were
no.
just tossing everything, and she had a whole big Disney collection of Disney DVDs. They all went in the dumpster too.
Oh.
And she was like, "Where's my DVDs?" And I was like,
You're gonna have to. She should re-record them with your daughter, just doing all the lines.
Oh, she could,
probably
yeah.
knows every
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
She can do every character.
Where's the DVD?
She
Oh, it
doesn't
was a
forget
paradox.
anything.
Yeah.
It was a paradox.
I
Seriously,
was like, "We can get
it's
them."
buried
I'll tell
in
you
New
what.
York City somewhere.
So now you'll be
Here's a
happy
poem.
because I'll get the Disney
Yeah.
the Disney streaming, and then she can watch them all again anyway.
So that's the thing, though. So there are some caveats to it. There will be certain movies some for a few reasons. One of them I know is contractual. So, like, even though they do own the Marvel rights, there are other co-owners to some of the properties, apparently, like Sony.
Yeah,
And
sure. Yeah.
even Netflix has, not that they have property rights, but they have, I don't know if you want to call it lease or something. They have a contract for so much time with them.
Because that's all
So
Netflix's
they can't
movies,
just pull them back, right?
Right.
They can't just automatically pull them back day one.
Right.
So, but you could check it out. The list was pretty robust. They had some live promotion on YouTube yesterday about it. YouTube's another one that has their own television thing.
Okay.
But the thing I was getting at before is like the way we consume television just is insane now. It's not like it used to be. There's no like the week waiting, where HBO still does that, and they say they're not going to change that format. They think it adds something special basically to the show to have it weekly.
Right.
One of the
I agree.
issues Netflix has is that they come out with a great show, spend all that money, you
Right.
watch it in a weekend, that content's done for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You have to
yeah.
come up
yes.
with new content.
Right.
How can you keep up with that maddening pace?
Yeah.
True.
So I don't know how
But-
that'll play out with Disney or whatever. I just know they'll have all that stuff, and I also don't know. And
So you're not
like
gonna be able
know
to
what you
binge
guys
watch
think.
then. Like they're not gonna as you're saying. If I'm following you, they're not gonna when they come out with a series, they're gonna just have it come out once a week, right? Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
HBO said they're going to continue doing
HBO.
that.
All right.
Netflix is. I don't know if they're
Netflix
considering
won't-
changing.
Yeah, because when they
Their
release
idea-
a series, they release the whole series all at
Right.
once.
Yeah.
So
Same
you get
with all the
something
other
like
ones.
Stranger Things 3 was enormous. It was huge,
Exactly.
but I watched it in like 3 days.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people
Yeah,
watch it faster than that.
Yeah.
I lock
Yeah.
myself in my room. I close the blinds, and I come out 2 days later, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, the sun!" Like,
Yeah.
Right,
it's-
exactly.
I have a problem. It's bad.
Dude, it was so good. It
Yeah.
was so good. I enjoyed. I
Season
really,
3?
Yeah,
Oh.
I like reveled in it. You didn't like it?
No.
Really?
No, I thought it was a bit goofy for me. Like,
Okay.
I like kind of the gritty part of season 1, and I feel like they
You
kinda,
like the darker.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the more like the grit.
I could see that. No, it definitely switches gears.
Yeah.
What I liked about
It's not bad,
did you
though,
watch it, Joe?
I
Season
did.
3?
I don't think I watched the whole thing.
I like the nostalgia aspect, which
Yeah.
it really played up. Obviously,
might have. I don't
I've always
remember.
been nostalgic for the '80s, particularly because I was when I was that age.
Yeah.
In the mall, I loved watching all that and how much detail they put into it.
Right.
They were
Back
showing
when malls were malls.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. As we
talked
already
about that.
mentioned
Not going to
in
be able
the-
to do that now. They're going to have
No.
Stranger Things 22. Ain't they?
Yeah.
No, Brookstone, no, not there. They'll be in front of 3 Nike stores. That's it.
Yeah.
Where should we go, guys? Nike, the pretzel shop,
Or Nike.
or Nike?
Or Nike.
I'm going to Amazon. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Right.
All right, you know what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
So, getting back to this. So, at that price, it kind of gives me the impression, because like they said, they didn't say they are doing some original series. Of course, they're really pushing that Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
What did you know what that
The
was called?
Mandalorian.
The
or
Mandalorian.
Oh, the Mandalorian, yes.
Mandalorian. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
though.
That does look good.
So they will have some series. I'm not sure how much of that content. I didn't really see much on that, as opposed to
it
just
seems like a
properties they
very
own.
low price for the amount of content. It sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds. So that's
so
what
it might
my
be a
question
suck
to
you
you.
in and then raise the price kind of.
Yes,
thing,
I feel like that could definitely be something. Totally, Joe. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about like? Does that seem like to me? It reads more like an HBO or a Showtime as opposed to like a Hulu, like where you could probably have that Hulu subscription and probably just survive on that.
Yeah.
Except for some live sports, maybe you might be missing,
Yeah.
Right.
or Amazon Prime. You can. This to me seems like an add-on more than a standalone. Does that make sense?
Like,
Um,
I know at least for
I'm not
me,
sure.
one of the things with Netflix, is that I watch a whole different like variety of movies, and Netflix has a lot of good original content. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But their selection for other stuff is not very good.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I went to look for Halloween movies,
Mm-hmm.
I went on. I was like, oh, they have a Halloween section. I'm gonna look at that. There was like nothing.
Yeah,
It was pretty-
not
It was
really
pretty
anything
pathetic.
too
Like
good. Yeah.
Halloween wasn't there. Friday the 13th wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's
Right, so you
just-
end up having to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
other
I
services,
just go
yeah.
on a streaming website and do that.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, I hear you. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. So if you guys are watching like, and I say, listen, Disney is a great company as far as like they put out amazing products.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I'm not gonna watch 3 months of Disney movies. I mean,
Yeah, no.
Hey, what do you want? Lady and the Tramp, Winnie the Pooh. I mean, how much of that are you gonna watch?
So we don't really.
So how would you just own that? I don't see like
Yeah.
wouldn't you still want to have a Hulu or a
Yeah.
No, I would
Netflix
probably
or-
still do that, but
Right?
for that price, for that $7, I would have no problem.
Throw it like
doing
an
that,
add-on.
Just throwing in. It's probably
Hey,
is
we'll
like
sit
sort
down
of
and
more
watch.
than that, and that I think is going to provide you with all the other like shows that you. Okay, I've watched what I wanted to watch on Netflix, now let's go watch a Disney thing.
Yeah.
You know, we could sit in as a family and watch
Totally.
a Disney movie or find one of their series like the Mandalorian thing. Watch that. I think it's a great add-on, and who knows, maybe it will be a standalone if they start doing their own series. But
Well, we could look at the Mandalorian, see if that's going to be weekly release. I got the impression it was.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's an all at one time thing.
Is there going to be a trial for Disney Plus? Because if there is, and
Oh,
we
I
can get a
don't
free
know.
trial, we could review it. And,
I'm planning on getting it either way.
oh yeah.
yeah, I'm
so,
going
but
to get
yeah,
it
no, that's
myself,
absolutely
So
we
yeah,
should.
we can
should
let
all
you
check
guys
it
at
out.
home know
Yeah.
if it's worth it.
Yeah, we'll let you
Yeah.
know on the next episode.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll each
okay.
get it and then see what's up.
Mandalorian. What's a Mandalorian? I'm not like a huge Star Wars.
Mandalorian is about
didn't know
the.
either.
Oh wait, is it like Boba Fett?
Yes.
Or- oh wait, it is
Yeah.
about
It's
Boba
about
Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, about
I've
him
heard this,
specifically?
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just looking at the cover here. Pre-order and start streaming November 12th. $6.99, like I said, or $69 for the year, $70. It has Disney plus Pixar because they own that.
Right.
Pixar has some great movies.
And that has a good. So this is you're gonna have a slew
Marvel.
of really good movies.
I would think so, right? All the
Yeah.
Star Wars and National Geographic.
Oh, so that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. And it says here's what sounds pretty good too.
Aren't they? Aren't they?
We're demonetized. Don't worry, we were never monetized.
Yes. Right.
Oh, ad popped up. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So download any TV show or movie. So you can download unlimited downloads up to 10 devices. That's not bad.
That's really
10
good.
devices.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well,
I'm
you know what it's
surprised.
like? It's like the difference between this and like Netflix is Netflix has these things they got to pay for these things, right? They have a show on it. I don't know where they get it for it. They add new content to their show,
Weekly
but they're probably
basis.
paying for it.
Okay, it's weekly.
Whereas Disney already has this entire freaking stockpile of things that they own already, so they don't have to
True.
pay for anything.
Yeah.
So it can be made cheaper because they already have it. It's like having a whole room full of, gemstones, and
Yeah.
you're giving them out, and you can sell them. You got them for nothing, basically. You could sell them for whatever you want, so you can make it cheap or whatever. So,
Got a minecart full of paradox.
so we're gonna,
Hey, I mean, if anybody loses their
know,
job,
that's
they
what
can
we
watch
should do.
30 seasons of The Simpsons. That'll be available.
we should make
30 seasons of Simpsons.
30 seasons.
I'm just looking at some of the stuff.
But,
it's like, oh my gosh.
We should we should actually do a loosely related gemstone and bury it someplace down in Manhattan, and then, or not a gemstone, a key,
Yeah, okay.
and we start our own treasure.
I'd be happy if they found this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
start
yeah,
with that.
yeah, me too.
One
start
step at a
with that.
time here.
I feel like this is already
We'll just have a box
rare.
with all of our
Like the
links,
Twitter info or-
all the
yeah.
links to it, and you just got to find
So
the
it
links.
says Star Wars, The Mandalorian, Disney Lady and the Tramp, Disney Noel is, I think it's a Christmas movie if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
The High School Musical series, Marvel Hero Project.
There's
I'm not
a
sure
lot
what
of
some of this,
Disney
but it
movies.
sounds like they're going to take some of these movies or properties like Hero Project. I think they're like spin-offs, like The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
where they make a movie or
Well,
a show
some of
about
them,
it.
some of these things were already released on Netflix. I think the Hero
Right.
Project was a Netflix.
Oh, was it?
I think
Okay.
it was.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
And we'll have to check that. But I
Yeah.
think there were some shows like that on Netflix. They all got pulled. Everything that was, because you used to be able to have the Marvel stuff. They had they had Endgame. They had all the different things. They had Captain America. They had Civil War. They had different things.
Marvel Studios Loki.
And now,
I don't know.
I don't know about that one. But yeah, so they all got pulled from Netflix because of the
Valkyrie.
I'm
Disney
getting
thing.
a non-profit organization for Hero Project. Hold on, wait. Netflix.
Just say- yeah,
Netfly. Okay, well that's close enough.
Okay, so also it says stream 4 different shows on 4 different devices at once. That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's the Hero.
Oh my gosh! Watch on the go
Hero,
and on your
alright,
TV.
well.
So say
It
and
may not be listed there anymore.
Here's the
that's
other
what- but
thing
I'm pretty
too.
sure it was
At least
on
it
there.
says here select tile. Oh, it says select tiles, but in stunning 4K. Probably their bigger things. I'm sure Endgame and all that would be in 4K. I would imagine.
Yeah.
But if you can download this, just say you're going. It makes some of that old technology. Remember, like getting in, like I have a minivan. You get in there, you brought down the DVD. It's like that's antiquated now.
Yeah.
You can download 20 of these movies, put them on an iPad, get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
little headrest mounts and stuff. They make awesome mounts.
Yeah.
Put on there, get the kids in the back, and get their headphones on.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't need to pay all this for DVD.
Instant babysitter.
Yeah, yes,
Basically.
indeed. So anyway, that's my thought. So we're all pretty enthused. It sounds.
Yeah, no,
like.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna probably do. I said that last week. I think we discussed a
Yeah,
little
we
bit
talked a
about
little
it.
bit about
Yeah,
that.
Disney Plus a little
And
bit.
yeah, I was thinking about it then. I forgot about it, but I'm gonna definitely do that today and sign up.
Oh,
So I
and
have
the
that.
other thing they just updated about
Yeah.
it, they came to an agreement with Amazon. So originally they weren't going to be able to show on any Fire TV sticks, which is probably the most, I would guess, the most common device, dongle, whatever you want to
yeah.
call it,
Right.
that people make their television smart with. Dongle and Scrabble.
Someone's-
Scrapple.
Scrapple my dongle.
Scrapple my dongle.
Scrapple.
Well, I hope you guys watch an outtake so you get all our
totally.
awesome inside jokes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all I was thinking. So that's a yes, 3 yeses?
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
All right.
I'll give 3 yeses.
Three
just for
yeses.
myself.
Golden buzzer.
Totally.
Golden
Anything
buzzer.
else in entertainment you got?
And the last thing I'll just touch on real quick. I know not everybody here is an intense Switch fan, but all my Switch squad out there,
So,
you know who you are.
If you're talking about this game, this is a game this is the only game I play with my dad. It's the only game he liked playing, and oh my gosh, we played this game multiple times through.
Did
The
you?
original Luigi's Mansion.
Yes, sir. There it is.
I still
That's
have
what's up,
it.
Brian.
It's still a great game.
So
oh my gosh.
what was the original system? What was that one?
It was GameCube, right?
GameCube,
Yeah.
right?
GameCube.
Was that technically the second one already? Because they made 2. Oh, no, you're
The
right.
second one was
Was
like a
3DS,
DS
I
exclusive
think.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Dark Moon, I think. I actually have it for 3DS. But that was an awesome game, but it was so short.
I wanted to get it, but I couldn't
Dude.
because I didn't have a DS.
You gotta get, if you have any inclination to maybe get even the Switch Lite, it's $199. This game is awesome, and it's so much better in, pardon me, it's like they took the best parts of 1 and 2
Right.
and they just iterated on it. The graphics look good, the shadow, the lighting, the detail. I mean, for a Nintendo Switch, you know what most gamers' courts would be like, that's underpowered. It's for a casual. I'm a casual gamer, you know.
Right.
And I like sharing this stuff with, like how you were saying with your dad. I'm actually, Brian, playing with my son right now. My son's 7, having no problem really playing it, and it's so much better in co-op. So the
It's co-op.
Yeah, it's co-op. The main guy obviously is Luigi. If for those who are unfamiliar with this, he goes in a giant mansion. Mario's taken. In this case, Mario and a bunch of friends, Peach and some toadstools. I don't know if the toadstools have names. Are they just all toadstools?
I think there's
Toadstool.
just different colored toadstools.
Toadstools,
There's like
right?
the pink
Toadstool
one and the red
strudel?
one.
Toadstool
yeah,
is one.
Toadstool strudels. There we go.
Papa Toad. Okay, he's there.
Toadstool strudel.
Smurf
I like that.
Stoodle. No, that's not it.
But
yeah,
anyway.
so they get taken. You know, it's a silly. It's the major antagonist would be King Boo or whatever, and he instead of a mansion, he's really in this giant hotel or whatever. And you go floor
It's
to
in the
floor.
Hilton.
It is kind of like it's like a giant scary Hilton.
Oh, okay.
And then you go on floor to floor. I think there's probably at least 15 floors or whatever. My son
What?
and I are pretty into it. Yeah, we're already. It's so much.
The original had 4.
much bigger.
Wow.
Right? You can finish that game in like a couple out 4 or 5 hours
Yeah,
probably.
maybe. Yeah.
This
Pretty
one's
good.
like we go slow. We look for all the. It's so the puzzles are fun. So you got Luigi and he has a Gooigi, which is like a goo version of him. It's like imagine him in slime. Oh my god! I thought you passed out for
No,
a
no,
minute.
no. No.
I got
I'm
so
gonna
scared.
pass.
I honestly got
No.
scared. Your
I
eyes were
just,
so narrow. I swear.
No, I was looking down.
I was like,
I
we're
think,
down to
that's
2
all.
listeners, Brian.
You
It's
pulled
you
the
and
Brock-
I.
you pulled
It's
the
you,
Brock
just
from
us.
I'm
Pokemon.
still here.
yeah.
I'm still
that's-
here.
Catch 'em all, people. That's coming out too.
Yeah.
On the
Wait,
15th, Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's going to sell like
Oh.
gangbusters.
Isn't
Yeah.
that a Yu-Gi-Oh
That's-
card, Sword and Shield?
That's a huge. I don't think so.
I think it is.
They always have 2 Pokemon games at the same time, Sun and Moon or whatever. And you
Yeah,
go
no,
one
it's
or the
based
other.
on
Green
that.
and
Yeah,
yellow or black
Yeah.
and white.
Right.
Black and yellow, black and yellow. All right. So anyway, Luigi's Mansion. We're about 9 or 10 hours in. We're taking our time.
Yeah.
The caricatures are awesome. The bad guys and the bosses are fun as hell. The vacuum has upgrades now, so you can do suction. You can. I don't want to say this, Joe's gonna. I'm gonna say Joe. You can blow with it. You
Nice.
can. You have this little plunger you can shoot out, and then
Yes.
sucks the plunger back, so you can pull things with it. And the Guigi's basically his ability is he can go through drains and stuff, like because he
Oh.
doesn't have a form. So
Okay.
he can like leak through the drain and then appear on the other side.
Yeah.
He has all the other powers. You have this like black light thing that helps bring things to life out of pictures sometimes.
Like a black, like when you go in a hotel and like you do the black
It
light in
looks
the room
like
and there's
that kind.
stains all over the
Oh
place.
God,
Huh.
those are those high end by the hour
Yeah.
motels.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you have any inclination to play that game, I would
Yeah.
not hesitate. Go pick it up. It's fun as hell. It's great for family time with your dad or your brothers or whatever, man.
I have nothing. I don't have much to add to that because I don't play those type of games. I don't really play like.
He's into mind games.
Yeah, more mind games, stuff like that, or board
hunting
games,
down
and just
gemstones.
like,
Yeah.
hands-on type.
Minecraft
games.
in real life.
But
That's
one
basically
thing
what
that-
that is Minecraft in real life.
Yeah.
You basically-
So, one thing that I did just happen to see, which was kind of cool, because I used to play this game on my computer all the time,
Yeah.
and it came out. What's the name of the company? I can't think of the name of the company that put it out, but I think there's a lot of people be interested. It's called Diablo. There's a new
Oh.
Diablo coming out.
Oh yeah.
oh, nobody's ever heard of that. That's
Yeah.
a huge game, man.
Yeah, that
No,
is
it's
actually pretty
huge,
big,
but
yeah.
they
They have
have.
Diablo 3, and then they're supposedly making that's from Blizzard, I think.
Yeah, it's Blizzard. That's the
They did
one.
the
So I'm a
BlizzCon.
Blizzard. Like I said, one of my
You're a
favorite games
Blizzard.
is the Hearthstone cards that I play,
yeah,
which
you do
comes
like
from
that.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
But this is. I used to play Diablo 3, I think,
That was fun.
back on the computer, and I used to build my character up and then run out and try to take things from other people and outside my
It's
face
anarchy.
sphere. Yeah, and then I would get my ass kicked and all my stuff would get taken
Take
because
it.
I thought I was better than I was.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
Wow.
So, anyway, bringing it back close to home, man. Why don't Joe tell us a little bit about what you've been exploring in the Hudson Valley?
All right, so
Yeah,
so
totally.
as part of my usual spot, I try to once in on our podcast from time to time bring up places I've been to and do a little shout out for the place that I've been. And my wife and I last Saturday went to a place called hold on, a place called the Towne
Town-
Crier.
Hold
It's
on.
in-
Nice.
You got it. Yeah,
It's called the Towne Crier. It's in Beacon, New York, and it's a pretty popular place because there's a lot of cool places to see in that town. It's a nice
Yeah.
town. It's got a
Oh,
lot of nice
Beacon's beautiful,
restaurants.
yeah.
It's gorgeous there. It's got
That's
a nice
happening,
waterfront. And
It's become so big, Beacon.
yeah, no, it really
A
has.
lot of
It's-
tourists go there.
It's grown a lot. Yeah, people from the city come up. The
Yeah.
train
Yeah.
station's right there, so
Right.
a lot of people come up from
Exactly.
the city,
Oh,
get
wow.
off the
It's
go right up
convenient. Yeah.
yeah, and there's art. There's the art museum that's right there in Beacon. So we go over there a lot on Saturdays because they have good, like
There's so many places to eat.
yeah, and the happy hours
Yeah.
are kind of cool.
Yeah, they have a
You
wine
know.
bar there. Have you ever been to the wine bar, by the way? I'm just curious.
I don't think we have.
We should check
might
that out
have.
in one of your segments.
I know there's an ice
Yeah,
cream
no.
place with spiked milkshakes.
There's,
Oh,
there's
yeah?
like
Like
two. Or
cookies and cream and Bailey's. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
yeah, huh? All right, so I'll have to check that out. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll go there as a group and check that out next
Yeah.
summer or whatever.
So
but-
what about this town?
So
crier?
anyway,
What's it-
so we went to Towne Crier, and I'll show you. We'll show you some of the pictures, and we'll leave you a link to the Towne Crier. It's a really good restaurant, and we, like I said, we spent the night. We spent Saturday night there, and they always have. They call it's like during dinner, they'll have a guest band come on, and they'll, sing some music. It's free, and they're always kind of cool. They have different types of, bands come on for those spots, and we loved it. We usually go to the bar, have our drinks, we go out to dinner, we listen to the band, and then in the back of the place, there's like a whole setup for like the stage, and they have the bigger, like, I guess, main act bands.
Oh, okay.
And it just so
So
happened.
what's it, like 2 stages?
Yeah, well, there's a little one up in the restaurant area
Right.
where
Okay.
it's like 2 or 3 piece band, maybe a guitar. In this case, there was a guy playing percussion, bongos, acoustic, electric, and a bass, and then a woman on tambourine, and the guy who was singing, his name is actually Robert Tellefson, I think his name is, if I pronounced it correctly.
Tellefson?
Yes,
What is it?
and
Tellefson?
Tellefson.
Oh, Tellefson. Okay.
Yeah, so this
Oh.
guy, when he sings, he sounds just like Richie Havens. He's like a cross between Richie Havens and Joe
Jimmy.
Cocker.
Okay.
Yes.
And the night we were there, they had a whole, like, their entire, like, show was like comes straight out of Woodstock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like old type Woodstock songs, and
Okay.
it was really cool. So this
Like
guy,
folk and classic rock.
yeah, and he sung some Richie Havens songs, and he
Okay.
sung even like Beatles songs, like covers of other songs.
Nice.
But he did it in the style of like a Richie Havens type,
Okay.
the
Okay.
way he sung them, and it was so enjoyable the way they played. We were singing along, we always do. We always get involved
yeah.
in those things, and
You gotta get in. That's right. That's what makes it good.
yeah, no,
If it pulls you in, if you're just sitting there like, oh,
and they love it. I tell you what, when you start getting involved, we love music. Our family, we were there with my brother and sister-in-law, and we always get into the music. We always start singing the music, and the band, they start interacting with you and stuff, and they love it. They love when people get interactive with them. But this guy's history is kind of interesting because he goes back, about he played way back in the Village. He played with Bob Dylan. He played with
no
Richie
kidding.
Havens. He
Bob
played with
Dylan?
these guys. Yeah,
I
he
love
actually
Bob Dylan.
sat and he played with them. So you can check out on the website if you look it out and look for Saturday
Yeah.
Salons in the
I see
history
it
of the
right
place.
here.
Yeah, and it will tell you more information about the band itself. And I'm hoping to maybe have them possibly on the show for an interview in a couple of weeks from now.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, so that'd be cool. I'm going to reach out to them. We spoke after the show, and they were interested in the podcast. I was interested in them. But anyway, the Towne Crier, the food is awesome. It's different.
What'd you
type
get?
of food.
What'd you guys have?
I think I had a God, I don't remember what I had. But it was the food that the food's a little different because they have regular traditional type food.
Yeah.
And then they have like just off the cuff type of menu where it's just like sort of different. It's almost like Mexican blend with American
it's
type
right up my
food.
alley.
If you check,
Tex-Mex or
yeah, and they have their burgers and their traditional things, but it's just an
American fare.
interesting like healthy food type menu.
Oh, it's
Um,
so good.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's
Yeah,
just the
Brian's
place
into it.
is decked out. It's got all the pictures. It's based on like the music themes because everything there is
Oh,
about
yeah.
the music. And they
Right.
have pictures.
The
You'll see in the
yeah.
pictures that we'll post.
Yeah.
Right.
Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan, all these pictures all around. The bar area is really nice. The dining area is really nice, and the stage in the back. We haven't gone. The night we went, there was a band. There was a cover band for Led Zeppelin playing,
Oh, nice.
and
Well, that's cool.
they were really good. I wanted to go in, but we
Yeah,
didn't
I
have
think you told
time.
me about that.
And remember, I told you when I was on the cruise, we went and saw a band.
Yes,
that
that's
was a
what I
Led
was thinking
Zeppelin
about.
cover
Yes,
band.
yes.
This band sounded better than them.
Oh, no kidding.
Now, the one I saw on the ship, that's a hand-picked band where the
Yeah.
guys, they take them for their looks, they take them for what they play and their talent level to a certain extent, but they want to match the band members to the actual how the original band
It is
members
much
look.
close.
And
Yeah,
you
it's
know they
kind of
did.
like when
so it's-
Disney picks princess. Do you ever see that?
No.
I'm serious. When
that?
they pick somebody to play like a princess in the park or whatever,
Oh.
they look for someone
they
who
look
legitimately
legit
looks
like
Oh,
them.
yeah.
like
Or
Ariel
even-
or like Belle. They go
bet.
through like
Yeah.
classes and crap.
Or you go into if you go into Disney World and you see the characters walking around look just like those characters.
Yeah.
But this case, it was the sound. Their sound was almost dead
awesome,
on.
huh?
Their band, the
Wow,
drummer
that's
was
freaking
great.
cool,
Everybody was amazing. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to go in and
cool.
watch
That's
the show, but we had to leave. But yeah, Towne Crier is a great place to visit if you're going to come up to
Get
the
some
valley.
good
and
drinks
you're
too,
yeah,
right?
and you get some nice drinks
Have some
there.
drinks, yeah.
The place is Greg is the manager over there, and he is very attentive to the service is great. He's always out there. He's moving around. He's making sure everything's the way it's supposed to be.
That's
So
what you got to have that service, man.
Give them all your money.
yeah, so go there,
throw down
spend some time there, and while you're there, there's other places. I'll continue to review some of the other places there because there's lots of things to see and do there.
There really is. There's even a glass blowing shop over there.
Yeah, and they have a place for they make their own whiskey, so there's like a whiskey place.
Yes, I wanted to go. It's not even that expensive. It's on the corner, kind of on a side cut by where the CVS
yeah,
is.
It's off the main.
My wife
road
and I
there.
wanted to go there, but I think we had to go somewhere else that day.
I'm going to hit that place up one of these days because
I would love to go there. Maybe we'll make a trip there.
Yeah,
maybe.
Oh yeah, and check them out.
Yeah,
We'll do that one time.
We like to
we'll
do
have
that.
to
See if I like whiskey now.
Yeah, there's some great Hudson whiskey's pretty good.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, it's
all
all
right. I
right.
was just gonna say, if you guys want, if you're interested in your like a local Hudson Valley restaurant or a wine bar or whatever, right, Joe? We'd love to come over there and see what you got going on.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it on the podcast.
why not?
Absolutely. So if you're watching this, and Greg, thank you for having us, and thank you for being courteous about me and the podcast, taking some pictures around and videos around your place. And again, we'll post those. We'll post the links, and we'll post some of the links to Mr. Tellison and his band, and we enjoyed it. So yeah. So
That's what it says. Sounds
Yeah,
good. I'll have to go there soon.
so I'll have more for you, more to come on other places as well. So
Very
yeah.
cool.
So
Totally. What else you got?
well, okay. So since when this podcast actually releases, it will be the day after Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day to all you veterans out there. If you
Absolutely.
want to have a shout out to all those people who
Thank you for your service, man.
went out there and gave their service and their lives for the freedoms and the things we get to enjoy as citizens of this country. We thank you very much for those things. So we wanted to make sure that people have those guys in their thoughts and whatnot. And, it's a very important day. So as part of that, I wanted to talk about maybe places where you can, as a veteran, like even if service
me.
member, even you're not a veteran of war, but I don't know, are you considered a veteran if you haven't fought in the war? Are you
I'm a
still
veteran.
considered a veteran?
Probably still, yeah.
Everybody who's ever served is a veteran.
So if you're a veteran, whether it's in wartime or not, you're a vet. That's it.
Technically, it was wartime.
Technically it was.
Operation
Right.
Iraqi Freedom.
So he is technically a vet. All right. So now, is it a vet? It has to be a war thing, and then you're a vet, or is
Anybody who
if
served
you're in
as
the
a
service,
veteran,
you
yeah.
can. So there's some pretty cool things as a vet. I wish I was a vet. Maybe I can get away with maybe telling them that I was a vet and I really wasn't a vet. And go to
So
Oh,
you'd be
don't
like
do
a
that.
veterinarian.
No, yeah.
I'm a veteran. I thought you
You ever
meant
see those
veterinarian.
people?
Oh,
what do
yeah.
they call it?
Yeah.
Stolen Valor?
Yeah,
oh
there's
my
all- yeah.
gosh. Don't get into. You never seen that, Joe?
No,
You
no.
get a
He's
lot
gonna
of
watch
trouble,
this in
yeah.
8 years of YouTube tonight now.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
In
yeah.
between looking for the keys and
Yeah,
the gemstones.
I'm gonna be as soon as I get out of here. Forget about it.
YouTube. But as soon as it's over, you need to YouTube Stolen Valor. It's like when people
it's
get
bad.
caught dressed up as a
Yeah, the
service
whole
member
guard on,
and they're
yeah.
not.
and they get caught because they're wearing it wrong. They don't know something, or someone asks them a question. They call them
And they-
out. They start like berating them. Sometimes it gets physical.
It'd be bad.
Yeah,
It would
don't
be
do that if you're watching this.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
we're
like
not
that.
recommending.
And you know what? Really, that's not cool, man. People
Yeah,
really
no.
did give their lives and give their time
Yeah, right,
away
right.
from their families, and whatever respect, whatever military service you did, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think this should
Absolutely.
never go. And,
No,
and
absolutely.
pretend
I'm
to
not
be-
saying it actually.
No,
what
of
I'm
course
saying,
not.
but
we don't.
but what's
we don't take you seriously.
But you get fringe benefits, and it's good. I'm
if
glad
you're
that
a
you do
veteran.
because these guys deserve it. So in the Hudson Valley, I just wanted to mention some places that if you're a veteran, it's a day late. I don't think they're going to serve you now, so this may be a day too late. But you can remember this for next year.
yeah, no, it is
You
every
know?
year. And it's not just New York, man. This is everywhere.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. So
Yeah.
and it might even be. I missed it yesterday. I'm a veteran. I forgot it was. I had this, but whatever. But some of the cool places you go to, you can just go and they'll give you free meals.
Yeah.
So
What
you
kind
go
of
to-
places they got?
All right, so they got places like Applebee's and Olive Garden, Chili's, Texas Roadhouse.
Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's good. TGIF, Red Robin, which I love their burgers there. IHOP.
Poughkeepsie.
If you want breakfast, you can go to IHOP. Outback Steakhouse, Red Lobster. To mention just
Outback
a few
Steakhouse
of
giving
them.
a full free lunch there? I'm going to have to stop.
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
Get a
I
blue
haven't had a nice
onion.
steak in
That
a
would
while.
be nice,
I
right?
haven't had one of them in a while too. I
Free-
saw
oh,
somebody
wait.
eat one the other day in a movie, and I was all hungry.
So
for
let
it.
me just let you know because it actually lists what the meal is. Like Applebee's
really?
says a free meal for veterans on Sunday, November 11th. So
okay, so they do it a day earlier.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I see
so-
now.
All right, so it's for Sunday. So this is going to be a little too late for this, but it's good to know anyway, I guess, for the next time around. Just look it up.
I was kidding when I said Bloomin' Onion. It says Outback Steakhouse, free Bloomin' Onion and beverage.
Yeah. So it's
I'm
not
on that Bloomin'
necessarily
Onion.
it's not necessarily all the free meal, but like Texas
Yeah, some
Roadhouse
of them
says
are.
free meal for Roadhouse for
I
our
think I ate
veterans.
at TGI Fridays one year, and they gave me a free lunch. It was like a burger and fries.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Well, here it's free meal at veterans on Sunday as well. So everything's on free meal at Red Robin. Free pancakes for IHOP,
Yeah.
free appetizer and dessert veterans. So that would make sense for Red Lobster.
Is anybody giving out free Scrapple?
I don't see Scrapple on the list, but we can, get in touch with these places
Maybe
and
a
say the
food
veterans
truck.
have requested Scrapple. And the reason why we mentioned Scrapple is the national holidays. It's one of
Yeah.
those days. So
National Scrapple Day.
yeah, so as a veteran, if you want, next year after you've seen this podcast, next year and a year from now, you can go out and get some free stuff at these places. So, so that's cool, So I wanted to mention that out, and again, thank you to all you veterans out there. And so I think what we'll do just for fun, we'll see if you guys we'll do a little
Ooh.
veterans trivia.
Oh, let's do it.
All right,
Oh
and
my
I don't know
gosh.
the answers to these. Hopefully, this
Don't
will
worry,
work on
none
my
of us will.
computer.
Yeah.
And you guys can play along at home. If you get the answer, shout it right out. We won't
You
hear
look
you,
like
but
an
shout it
idiot.
out anyway.
Yeah, scream.
Yeah, just scream
as
in
loud
your
as you
car,
can
wherever you
while you're in a
are.
library.
Yeah,
And then take pictures of people who stare at you and send them in to us.
yeah, exactly. So, first question for the Veterans
All right,
Trivia
here
is,
we go.
Veterans Day in the United States has its roots in which war? World War II, World War I, Vietnam, or the Iraqi War?
I was going to guess World War II. I don't know. Though.
I guess yes.
World War II, you guys are going to say. I'm going to
Most
say
popular war.
probably the same, World War II.
Yeah, World War II. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with World War II.
Okay.
If they had the Revolutionary War in here, I might have picked that one.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna. Yeah, it's-
You fought
we'll
all
say
these
World War
wars. That
II,
was
and it
amazing.
is actually World War One.
Oh, bum, bum, bum.
So we got that.
We're
wrong.
going
But
to
we
get
were
deported
close.
again.
We were only one more away from it.
Yeah, that's all.
we already had
That's
to
all.
move the studio once. Now we can do it again.
In
Yes.
terms of numbers, we were only
We
one
were
away.
one away, so that's not bad. So in 1975,
Okay.
President blank signed a law returning Veterans Day to November 11th, 1975. So who was the president in 1975?
That's before Nixon
Jimmy Carter.
or after Nixon?
What? Oh, Jimmy Carter? Yeah, Jimmy
So
Carter.
I'll say
I don't
Jimmy
know
Carter.
about Jimmy Carter. I feel like that might make sense, right? Like,
Well,
sure?
he was president from. Let's see. He was president from 76.
I don't remember
To
my
80?
presidents from social studies.
So prior
I
to
think Reagan
president,
on, I'm good, but before.
who was the president prior to Jimmy Carter?
Well, Nixon's late 60s, right?
Was Jimmy after him? I can't remember who was the president before Jimmy Carter. It's terrible.
I don't know.
All right.
Harry
so
Potter.
Rosa
Could have
Parks. I
been
don't
Nixon.
Oh, okay.
Could have been Nixon. It could have been Gerald Ford.
know. I almost want. Oh, yeah.
Gerald Ford. Let's
Yeah,
try
I think
Gerald
I'm missing
Ford.
like 5 years there somewhere.
I
Let's
don't.
try-
I think Carter was the 80s, right?
No, he was. He was 1980. He got
Yeah.
elected. Yeah. So we're gonna
Let's
say
go with Ford.
Gerald Ford, and we'll see what happens.
William
here.
H. Taft.
We got fired. We're deported
Yeah,
again.
fired
All right,
and
so
deported.
The answer is
It's gonna
Gerald
be Nick.
Ford.
Oh, it was Ford.
Oh, nice
Yes.
work.
Ford.
That was you, Joe.
Yes.
I hopped on your bandwagon.
We're one
now.
for
There
two.
Yes, good. So we're doing okay. We're 50% right now. So, all right, question number 3. Which president which president declared Armistice Day to be held November 11th to commemorate the end of World War I?
Woodrow Wilson. Right.
All right, so that's good. That was one of the answers. So it's Barack Obama, obviously not. Abraham Lincoln, obviously not. Woodrow Wilson and George Washington. That's a pretty obvious answer. So we're going to go with the
Yeah, it is.
Woodrow
George
Wilson,
Washington.
right? And that is
Woodrow
correct.
Wilson.
It was Woodrow
Wow.
Wilson. Yeah.
So
You knew that?
we're
Oh my
pretty
God.
good.
I
So-
just knew he was president during World War One. So I
yeah,
just
no,
sounds
he,
amazing,
yeah,
Brian.
he was.
He was a smart guy.
In 1968, Congress passed a law
Dumb.
moving Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October.
Okay.
True
That's
or
why it was
false?
moved.
In 1968, Congress passed a law moving Veterans Day.
It was changed at some point, so
I say
True.
blasphemy. False.
I'm
So
gonna
it's true.
So we got false, true.
One
I'm
for
gonna go
false.
with
50-50.
true.
Go
And
with
we'll-
false.
And that was true.
Oh, it
so
was
we're
true.
good. Good
Okay,
job.
All right, I didn't get it, but
That's
whatever.
all right. It's fine. We held it together there.
Yeah.
All right. Question
We
number
take all
5.
of us together. So.
World War I ended at blank on November 11th, 1918. Do we know where it ended?
Newburgh.
World War One.
Pretty sure it was
Miami. I don't know.
Hey, buddy, it's
At-
Newburgh.
Yeah, Newburgh.
Where did it end? It ended at, I don't remember the name
Mount
of the battlefield. Mount Scrapple. The battlefield was in France, obviously, I'm pretty
Versailles.
sure.
No, not Versailles.
No, that's probably pretty close,
Prince of
though.
Versailles.
Alsace-Lorraine.
I didn't know you were a Francophile.
I'm just
going to
put in Paris, and we'll see what.
Yeah,
Paris,
Paris.
France.
But I don't think it.
I don't think it's Paris.
I don't
but
think
I
it
don't
is.
know.
Do you have any
Definitely not
idea?
Paris.
No, but it's not Paris.
I don't remember. I don't know if they're referring to the battlefield or the place where it
Yeah,
actually
that's
was
very
signed.
open-ended.
They said
Very
It's kind of an
open-ended.
open-ended question. So
I'll go with D. I don't know.
I'm going to say Paris, but I don't think that's what
It's
it is.
definitely not Paris.
Oh, it's a time they were looking for.
Oh, a time.
Yeah.
Midnight?
what?
Oh, wait, did you
A
already
literal
put it in?
time?
I know the answer,
Oh, okay.
so I'll give you guys a
Oh,
shot.
I have no idea.
All right, it's 11 a.m.
Oh, 11
on
yeah, I
November
have no
11th,
idea.
1982. We've never gotten that one. So, and last but not least, on our sixth question here, in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed legislation changing the name for Armistice Day to Veterans Day. True or false?
Oh, wait. It is what? Yes. That's
False.
I think that's true.
I'm going to go with true on that as well.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
We'll
pretty
go
sure.
true.
And that is true. So,
Yay.
all right. So, we did pretty good, I think, on that.
No, we're sad
We
people.
got a 67
Percent?
out of 100.
Well, this
All right,
is public
that's-
school. We're good.
That's a.
So we
half.
sort of we
It's a D
passed.
minus.
If you're in
based
Catholic school,
on-
you probably failed.
Yeah, yeah. So that's not bad. Not bad
Alright.
for
I'm embarrassed.
not being on the spotlight out all of a sudden, not really doing our homework, but
Yeah.
that's cool. So
Well,
yeah,
you should know that. That's our whole podcast.
yeah, that's it. Loosely related to everything.
Basically.
So yeah,
This is a little
so
trivia. Hey, before we do get out of here today, though, I did want to do a quick update. There was breaking news. This is actually pretty recent. It is worth speaking about because
Yes.
a few what was it, Brian? Like a month or two ago that we were talking about the vaping illnesses.
yeah, sure,
Oh, no,
sure.
it
Remember we were
was-
talking about that.
It
Yeah.
might have been a couple weeks ago.
All right, maybe
Yeah,
a couple
it
weeks
was like
ago.
two or three episodes ago, I think.
Well, it seemed to have died down a little bit as far as I wasn't seeing as much in the news, but
Yeah.
then there's been like an update now. So apparently, a lot of people are reporting it, but their original source is the CDC. So they've been looking for whatever could be the causative agent in the e-cigarette or whatever.
Yeah.
So they think, and they're not saying this is the only one, but they're saying vitamin E acetate, a compound used in supplements, cosmetics, and vaping products, was detected in all 29 lung tissue
Wow.
samples from patients officially tested.
Really? Wow.
So of
acetate is
unofficial
not a
ones, all
good thing.
29
Acetate
of
is
them
like
had it.
having taking nail polish and putting it in your lungs.
And it has more numbers than I actually thought. So we downplayed. I would say we were making fun. We were like dozens of people were alive, but it actually. So according to U.S. health officials, the potential breakthrough in the vaping illness outbreak has killed at least 39.
Wow.
At least 39, but the amount of people affected, I think, was in the thousands.
I'm
now.
sure it was. Last time we spoke about it, I
So-
think it was only 12 that actually
Yeah,
died from
it
it.
was
So
like
it's,
literally,
So
that's
it's
what
getting,
I'm saying.
it's getting
Tripled?
worse.
it's
It
tripled
seems that way.
since then.
And even Juul, the biggest manufacturer,
Pulled some of their-
they had to do all the flavors here in New York. Now they
Yeah.
even pulled the menthol.
Wow.
So they're in crisis mode for them. Not that I care about them, but whatever. So no, that's interesting. They're saying that it could be other things that are also adding, but the fact that they found that in every single one of those patients, as
That's pretty
a commonality.
Pretty insane. So
Yeah, wow.
if
So-
you're vaping out there, you might want to consider doing something else.
Vitamin
okay,
E. Isn't
CDC
vitamin supposed to be
confirmed
good for
there's
you?
not
Yeah, no,
acetate.
I don't
Not
know.
the
Or
acetate.
maybe not there in
Not
your
the
lungs.
acetate.
CDC confirmed 2,051 probable cases as of Tuesday, with 163 new cases diagnosed in the last week alone.
Oh, good.
So it
Perfect,
does really seem to
splendid.
be continuing here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. THC, also the active ingredient in marijuana, was found in 23 of 29 samples.
Well, that's going to
tested.
make people want to smoke it more now.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's got
the
the
thing,
skull
yeah.
and crossbones on it. Remember that old, what was it, Dennis Leary? He's like, this was way back in the 90s, No Cure for Cancer. It was a
Right.
stand-up special, and he's talking about,
Yeah.
I guess in England at the time, they wanted to make warnings on packs bigger. They wanted like the whole pack to be
Yeah.
a warning.
Yeah.
He's like, you could put skull and crossbones on
People
it
still
and give you a fucking tumor as soon as you smoke it, and people will be around the block going, "Nom, nom, 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 nom."
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet.
That was a good stand-up special. Where you at, Dennis Leary? Come on the show. I know
Yeah.
you're not busy anymore.
I think
Yeah,
he was
seriously.
an alumni from my college.
Really?
I think he
Oh,
was. He
wow.
went to
Well, it's
Emerson.
in Boston.
Right,
I'm sure he loves it.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else though before you peace out?
No, so I just want to let you people know that you want to find us or shoot us a note. You can shoot us a note at looselyrelatedpodcast@gmail.com. You can check us out on our Facebook page. You can check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play. Also on YouTube, our YouTube channel. So just search for us in those places. Is there anything I missed? Instagram. We got an Instagram.
Yeah, loosely underscore related. Follow us, and we're gonna be posting more on that.
Or our web.
That's where you might have seen this character's face. He's our Instagram guy over here.
Yeah, sometimes.
Or you can listen to our podcast feed at looselyrelatedpodcast.com. And don't forget to leave us your comments about the show. Give us any ideas that you have, anything you want us to talk about. We're more than happy to try them out on this show. We're always got our minds open to things. So
Go visit that
and
Towne
come back.
Crier, right?
And visit what?
Visit the Towne Crier.
Go visit the Towne Crier,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can have them on the show, the band there. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks,
We really
everybody.
appreciate it. Like we say in the Bronx, we hate to flat leave you, but it's time to kick rocks. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.